And President Obama brings tolerance in his first ever visit to an American mosque.
The first thing I want to say is two words that Muslim Americans don't hear often enough, and that is thank you.
Yep. Thank you. But that mosque has known terror ties. So who's that message really for? National Security Analyst Ryan Mauro, here next with his research.
First thing I want to say is two words that Muslim Americans don't hear often enough, and that is thank you. Your entire community so often is targeted or blamed for the violent acts of the very few. And of course, recently we've heard inexcusable political rhetoric against Muslim Americans.
In his first visit to a mosque inside the United States since taking office, President Obama talking tolerance. Ironically, that mosque has known ties to multiple terror groups. So was this really the right place for that message? National Security Analyst for the Clarion Project, Ryan Mauro, joins us live right now. It was not the right place to do the speech. Wouldn't you agree, that given the ties to terror for this particular facility?
Oh, of course not. If you want to advance the cause of moderate Muslims, you should stand with moderate Muslims. Think about the opportunity that he had here. He had a tear down this wall moment, where if he had embraced something like Muslim reform movement, genuine moderates, and given them all of that attention, that would have been a major blow to the radicals. But unfortunately, those folks were left out of the equation.
So is he suggesting that moderate Muslims are more open to the radicals?
Well, one of the things that he said is that the Muslim political leadership as a whole has to confront propaganda that the West oppresses Muslims, anti-Semitism, and things like that. But then you look at the history of this mosque and the connections that they have, they promote those very things. And so what the president needs to do is offer that alternative. And these genuinely moderate Muslim alternatives need publicity in order to compete with the radicals.
Why do you think it has taken him 7 years to show up, to return to, or go to an American mosque, first time as president? I remember he did, he made that speech in Cairo talking about all sorts of things, about his unique perspective, how he was an African American who is a son of a Muslim man.
I actually have no idea, and I haven't been able to figure that one out, because I think he should have gone to a mosque earlier and should have gone several times. Because if we're in a fight against radical Islam, then you need to be addressing the Muslim world and identifying friends from foes, promoting your friends over your foes. I mean, where was he when there were Muslims protesting against the Iranian regime, Muslims protesting against the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, and things like that?
Yeah. If you notice the background, when the president was there at the mosque yesterday, you could see some Arabic calligraphy, and apparently what that says is it says Allah, and it's written 99 times. But what's curious is the double standard, because when he spoke at Georgetown University in 2012, he told, or his people told Georgetown, remove all religious symbols, including the symbol for Jesus, which was behind him, and it was covered over with a piece of, I believe, plywood.
It's an optics issue that I don't agree with in taking down Christian symbolism at the venue that you're going to be speaking at. I think what he would argue in terms of the Allah signs behind him is that that's a way of countering extremist propaganda, because they always say that Islam and Muslims don't have a place in America, and so if he's broadcasting a message to the Muslim world, he wants to counter that with visual symbols.
I got no problem with him leaving the Allah behind him, but if he's going to a Catholic university and it said Jesus back there and you covered it up, that's what I have a problem with.
Yep, I agree.
All right. Ryan, thank you very much for dropping by.
Thank you.
And watching that whole speech yesterday. Good job.